I want to talk to you real quick about Google Ads for lawyers. How do you do it right? What are the pros and cons? What are the functionalities? What are the benchmarking ideas to pay attention to this year? So here's an overview I want you to pay attention to. First of all, when you think about Google Ads for lawyers, I want you to think about a topic that covers potentially 1 million attorneys, more than 1 million attorneys in this country alone. I'm not even talking about attorneys in Canada, attorneys in Europe, attorneys in Africa, attorneys in Asia. No, in this country alone, you have 1 million attorneys, which means what? It means that you are all vying for the same attention. Okay, attention of users who need their pain points to be solved. So when you create the copy for your web pages, you can optimize by using keywords that will actually improve search results. You will need to do the same thing for your Google PPC ads. So PPC stands for pay per click. So what happens here is that if you want to really be on top of that's search engine results pages, you have the ability to actually do SEO so that you can really beef up the profile of your website, or you can just pay for Google Ads and be on top of the SERPs. Of course, if your ads are relevant to the keywords that the searcher is entering into the algorithm. Okay, so let me really go more granular here. What are Google Ads for lawyers? Google Ads for lawyers allow law firms and individual lawyers to promote their services on Google's search engine and other websites within the Google Ads network. And so Google Ads for attorneys uses a PPC advertising model. Again, PPC stands for pay per click. So in this form of online advertising, what happens here is that your law firm pays a small fee every time someone clicks on one of your ads. And Google Ads allows you to essentially purchase traffic. That's what I said a little earlier. You are purchasing traffic as opposed to having organic traffic, which is free, SEO. PPC, you have to pay for it. Okay. So what are the best practices here? Before I want to talk about the best practices, remember that Google Ads for lawyers enables the promotion of legal services on Google's search engine. You're trying to really elevate the profile of your law firm. That's really quite essential. So what are the best practices here? The first thing you want to do is you want to start with keyword research. You want to make sure the keywords that you are choosing are going to be in sync with the practice area where you are, or the practice areas you want to focus on. Okay, so you want to also focus on long tail keywords. They tend to be less competitive and cheaper. Okay, long tail keywords. And so if you want to generate high quality leads in Google Ads, go with long tail keywords. You also want to use different keyword match types. You just never know. You just have to do to play a little bit around to see what works for your specific practice area. So when it comes to using different keyword types, you want to look at the broad match, the phrase match, the exact match, or the negative matches. So if you're thinking about Google Ads for lawyers, I also want you to think about incorporating your keywords into your law firm Google ad campaign. See, the whole thing is you want your ad campaign, your Google ad to appear on top of SERPs, right? As long as those keywords are actually relevant to the searcher's intent. So basically, when it comes to having the Google keywords, you want to make sure you have your target keywords in the Google ad headline, in the ad copy, the ad web address, and any ad extension. But basically, you are employing the same SEO techniques that you're applying for blog content or your web or your landing page content. You're applying the same technique that you are applying the same technique when it comes to Google Ads. And you also want to understand that Google Ads are mostly Google local ads. Okay, you are targeting, let's say, leads at a local level. You also want to understand that demographics and targeting can really help big time, especially if you are trying to survive, professionally speaking, in a very crowded space. Okay, think about also incorporating dynamic keyword insertion. So dynamic keyword insertion, which is called DKI, is a feature in Google Ads that allows advertisers such as you and me to automatically insert the keyword that triggered their ad into the ad copy. You can insert keywords into headlines, descriptions, and display URLs. So let's say your target keyword is car accident lawyer in New York. Your ad headline might say something like, need a lawyer? Call John Doe, a car accident lawyer in New York, for instance. So that's really, really dynamic. Fantastic. Fantastic. So this functionality allows you to combine keywords to create unique but targeted ad variations. It increases ad relevance to searchers and can improve click-through rates, and that's what you want. You want to improve the CTR, sort of the CTR metrics. Number three, you want to choose your bidding options for Google Ads campaign smartly. Don't be too cheap though. Okay, you want to be a decent. You want to have a decent number based on the competitiveness, but also based on the trends in your practice area. Also, you want to place bids on your law firm's brand unique keywords in a very systematic way. Next, you want to optimize your law firm landing page. See, the whole thing is when you think about Google Ads for lawyers, you have to work on the ad itself, but you also have to work on your law firm landing page because you want your law firm landing page to be optimized vis-a-vis Google's algorithms. So there has to be a great correlation between the copy you have in the ad and the copy you have actually on the landing page. So that correlation, that similarity, not similarity, that likeliness, that I think cohesion, if you will, cohesion has to be clear. Okay, so you want to create a relevant custom landing page for each ad group to match the prospect's keyword searches and improve engagement. Okay, so a landing page with a high conversion rate can be made with the following criteria. Use an attention-grabbing headline that aligns with the ad text. With the ad text, that's what I said. You want to have a high correlation between the ad copy and your landing page copy. You want to write ad copy that further details why prospects should choose your firm. Include a click to call or a tap to call phone number. Implement user-friendly lead capture forms. Incorporate relevant videos such as client testimonials. That's part of something called social proof. You want to really beef up your social proof strategy. You want to also add trust elements such as membership badges and ratings so you can further authenticate or validate. Okay, you are bringing an extra layer of credibility to your Google ad for lawyers. And you also want to integrate chatbot technology to provide 24/7 support. Next, you want to decide your Google ad campaign goal. So you got to be really clear as to what you're pursuing when it comes to your goal. Okay, so select the goal to start building your Google ads for law firms. You will start to build your Google ads for law firms by selecting a goal. Every goal Google list includes help text that provides additional information about it, so you can contextualize the decision. So you basically to have your Google ads show in search results, you will need to choose a goal that relates to the campaign type search. Google Ads option for search include the following campaign goals. I'm going to put this on the screen: website traffic, leads, and sales. So this is the trifecta that you want to focus on before seeing which one works for you. So if you want to receive calls directly from Google users, select leads or sales. For the most part, your law practice and ad campaigns will use sales or leads as the primary goal. So if you're thinking about Google Ads for lawyers, I want you to think about choosing your Google ad campaign types. Okay, the type is also quite essential. Be aware that display network activation is the default setting that can be turned off to optimize campaign performance. Okay, you will choose your Google campaign type. You select search for this. This option ensures that your law firm's ad appears on search engine results pages, the SERPs. It's important to know that even if you select search as your campaign type, your ads will show on the display network by default. However, you can turn this setting off even after your ads campaign has launched. It's also a good idea to take this step and really know methodically what kind of goal you are pursuing. You don't want your search ads converted into images and broadcast as display ads unless you change other settings. Otherwise, your impression metrics will increase and your campaign performance will dwindle. Okay. So to identify your campaign goals, what you want to do here is that you have to go back to your demographics. You have to go back to your target locality, your target geography to see what works. You also have to know what you want users to do in response to your ad. In other words, the CTA, the call to action. Do you want them to call you? Do you want to book a call with you to have a consultation with you? It has to be really clear. So, for example, should they call your firm or go to a page on your website? There are checkboxes for you select the specific results that you want. And you got to be really clear here because, again, clients don't have a lot of time. People are distracted nowadays. If you're not really sure what you want people to do, they won't do it, okay? So next, you want to really customize Google Ads settings. So the display network can be a great tool for advertising your law firm, particularly for remarketing efforts. So what happens here is that you'll be methodical in terms of entering your website and phone number. And after that, what happens here is that you have the possibility to customize your campaign's general settings. And you want to start by reviewing the settings you have thus far. Then name your campaign. The whole thing is that you are naming your campaign because you want to optimize your landing page, your video ad, your ad copy, but also your website. Okay. Make sure to deselect the option for display or other networks suggested by Google Ads because they suggest this by default. Otherwise, you'll spend some of your advertising budgets on those media instead of Google search ads. And so, to be clear, the display network is not a bad option for advertising. It works very well for remarketing and brand awareness. For example, you could share a display ad with people who have already visited your website at least once. However, if you want ads to be effective, you really need a separate, dedicated campaign strategy for those ads. They use visual elements and need content that is specifically created for display ad networks. Let me talk to you about the next step. You want to determine the beginning and end of your campaign. I mean, you probably don't have an unlimited budget, right? So your budget is limited, which means that you have to pay attention to your dollar amount, how much you're spending on the ad campaign. So you have to determine the beginning and end of your campaign because it has monetary but also chronological consequences. Monetary in the sense that you want to maybe set a certain budget limit, but chronologically important because you want to know if your ad campaign is effective within 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever. This is for future references. Okay. So with that selection, your campaign will run indefinitely with clicks on your ad resulting in automated payments. So under the general settings section, there is a link to show more settings. Click on this and you will be able to set the start and end times for your PPC campaign. You don't have to do this, but it can help you to keep your ad spending under control. If you do not select this option, your campaign will be ongoing and you will pay for any clicks your ad gets. You will also see campaign URL options and dynamic ad settings. This allows for detailed campaign tracking. However, most lawyers will not require this much detail anyway. I mean, see, the name of the game is not granularity at this stage. The name of the game at this stage is budgetary management, budgetary control. You want to have a clear idea of what you're doing, okay? And so that's important. The next thing you want to do here is that you want to track your conversions from Google Ads campaigns. So Google Ads will guide you through the steps required to track website conversions. There is a conversion tracking option in the Google Ads settings. If you're not tracking conversions already, you can click on that link and you'll be able to set up tracking. When you do this, Google Ads will be able to recognize when someone who clicks on your search ad takes a conversion action on your website. Google Ads will show you the steps you'll need to take to track those website conversions. For example, if you track the people who complete lead capture forms, you will have to add a bit of code to the confirmation page actually that displays after users enter their information. So conversion tracking can be complicated though. You may want to get help implementing this unless you happen to know HTML. If you have a PhD in programming instead of PhD in like a JD, for instance, you can go ahead. It's also important to be aware that if you are going through a JavaScript snippet, you have to know what the consequences are before you install the tool on your website. Next, you want to build your attorney ad. Okay, so ensure ad effectiveness on mobile and desktop platforms as you edit ad copy. So Google Ads recommends that you have at least 3 ad creatives for each ad group. This selection gives Google Ads the best chance of serving top performing ads to your target prospects. So in Google Ads for search, you are able to actually add text to the headline and description for your ad. If you have created ad extensions previously, this will also appear in the preview, and The specifications for this text are as follows. I'm going to put this on the screen here. So for headlines 1, 2, 3, URL display path 1, URL display path 2, and description 1, 2. So you have the limits that come with every section. So each separate headline is pipe separated. Additionally, the first description line will have a period added to it automatically. You will probably have to experiment a bit before your Google ad copy looks exactly the way you want it to. And as you edit your ad copy, make sure to view the results on both mobile and desktop platforms. You want your ads to be effective on both. Sometimes ad text will be truncated with ellipses. If that copy is important, you can have it included in ad extension or even call out. Okay, this is really there are always possibilities. Next, you want to organize ad groups by thematic clusters. Thematic clusters are really critical in the sense that they contextualize and organize your ad copy. Okay, now thematic ad group organization, also called thematic ad clusters, facilitate easier campaign performance tracking. Okay, and this is kind of cool. This strategy might sound like more work for your law firm, but it does go a long way. It involves grouping keywords and ads together based on the theme of your legal services. Hence the word thematic clusters. So if your law firm, for instance, specializes in personal injury cases, you could create an ad group for car accidents, another for slip and fall accidents, and so on and so forth. So what happens here is that you are instilling an instance of clarity in the searcher's mind, in the user's mind. So that's really fantastic. This also helps you create more targeted ad copy and landing pages that are specific to each type of case. This can improve the quality score of your ads, which can in turn reduce your cost per click and increase your ad ranking big time. Let me give you other hacks here. When you think about Google Ads for lawyers, it's important to understand that there are some mistakes that you want to avoid this year. Okay, first thing you want to avoid is don't use too many keywords. Use as few keywords as possible. Keyword stuffing is just what it sounds like. It involves inserting too many keywords phrases into a website in order to attempt to cause the page to rank for those keywords. Today, Google runs advanced algorithms that detect keyword stuffing and ensure stuffed content isn't given high priority. It is much more effective to create quality, relevant advertising content than to repeat the same phrase multiple times. Also, passing over negative keywords. Using a negative keyword list can help prevent ads from appearing on irrelevant or unwanted search results pages. So you want to really set this up so that you can boost your click-through rate, increase conversions, save your advertising budget, increase your ROI, your ROA, your return on ad spend, and also you want to attract better leads. Also, ignoring quality scores. Don't ignore quality scores. Google gives websites a quality score. This score is a ranking that indicates the quality and relevance of the site as it relates to lawyer PPC services and keywords. So the quality score will determine your cost per click. It also impacts where ads are ranked in search and can impact which ads can be included in an ad auction. Also, don't pay attention to landing page errors, like pages that are slow to load, expired or broken links, cluttered or confusing copy and visuals. Those are really, really bad errors. Finally, one thing about you want to optimize your ad copy for mobile, and also never ignore ad extensions like call extensions, call out extensions, location extensions, site link extensions, promotion extensions, and message extensions. Those are really important elements if you want to optimize your ad to the best of your ability. So here are the extras here. The thing is that when you think about Google Ads for lawyers, you have to really always think about the monetary side of things and the quality side of things. In other words, quantity versus quality. Okay. In other words, cost versus worth. So while Google Ads can be expensive, they offer a valuable opportunity for lawyers to reach potential clients who are actively searching for their services and can generate a high return on investment if executed properly. See, the whole thing is you want to really attract quality leads. if you want to really increase your ROI, you want to attract quality leads, and you also want to really understand that you are reducing your cost per acquisition, your CPA per client. So the decision of whether the cost is worth the investment largely depends on various factors, including your firm's budget, the target audience, and marketing goals. Also, I have to mention one thing: it depends on the operational journey your practice is on right now. Are you a new law firm? Are you an established law firm? Are you a solo practitioner? Are you a small law firm? Like a lot of things actually go into play when it comes to finding whether or not Google Ads for Lawyers is really worth it for you. So for law firms looking to get the best out of their Google Ads, it's important to implement the tips that I discussed into this video. Okay, those law firms can also work with an experienced lawyer marketing agency that can help navigate the complexities of the platform and create effective ad campaigns that reach the right audience. So this is really good. But one thing for sure, Google Ads can be very effective for attorneys. That's for sure. Google Ads are a cost effective way for attorneys to like reach potential clients real fast. They allow those attorneys to actually reach clients like to target specific keywords and phrases related to their legal services and actually rank real fast too, as well as geographic locations. Because remember, when you think about Google Ads, you are primarily thinking about local SEO. Okay, local SEO. You want to rank locally first. I mean, no lawyer is actually creating a Google ad to actually rank nationally in the states. That would be crazy. You want to rank maybe in New York. You want to rank maybe in Jersey. You want to rank in I don't know, like Hackensack, New Jersey, or like you name it, but you have to be local. Okay. And when will you notice the results from your law firm Google ad campaigns? Well, the timeline for seeing results for a law firm's Google Ads campaign can vary depending on the competitiveness of the keywords, the quality of ads, and the landing pages, and the size of the advertising budget. So, in terms of competitiveness of the keywords, the results could be immediate if your campaign is good, they may take a long time if it was done poorly. So that's why you might want to really, get third-party help if you need to. And you can also manage your Google Ads campaign on your own. Okay, you can handle everything on your own, but you need to put in the best practices. Managing a successful Google Ads campaign requires ongoing attention to detail, including keyword research, ad copywriting, landing page optimization, bid management, and performance monitoring. So if you're not familiar with those aspects of Google Ads, it can be time consuming and overwhelming to try to manage your campaign on your own. Therefore, it's you might want to outsource the work to a third party. So the bottom line here is that in today's conversation, I spoke to you about Google Ads for Lawyers. I gave you the overview, the best practices, the other hacks, the extras, and now the bottom line. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.